earth was that? Something. So no, I'm not going to say what it sounded like. Good evening and welcome to Vape Talk UK, episode 173. Hello.
How are we doing?
173.
173. Yes.
Seriously?
173. Are we all ready?
Oh, for God's sake.
I don't know if you guys watch much TV at all. But it's not fucking Christmas.
No, not yet.
Holidays are coming, holidays are coming.
What is going on with the amount of fucking Christmas adverts on TV at the moment? What is going on? Seriously.
I'm with you on that one. I'm with you. I was shocked to see all the Christmas stuff in the shops before Halloween. Albeit they did leave it Halloween to be over and done with before they actually started with the Christmas adverts.
I'm not even sure that Iceland advert was banned from TV. I think they just said it was to get some viral trending.
Iceland advert. Why? What was wrong with it?
It was basically a big, massive slap at palm oil industrial production.
There was lots of people. Is it me or does it feel like Disney in here?
It does. I'm waiting for the.
Honestly, that seriously freaks me out. Seriously freaks me out.
It's a small world after all.
Chandler singing "It's a Small World."
Have you been on that ride?
Yes.
I've
It made me want to cut myself.
It does do that to you, doesn't it? And my daughter, who was about 4, maybe 5 at the time, just wanted to go on that ride over and over and over and over. I went on that ride at least 6 times. I'm like,
ouch. The queue line made me leave, let alone the ride.
Well, we've decided Lottie's birthday is in October, so we went at October half term. So it wasn't particularly busy. There wasn't a huge queue because it was fucking freezing. So it was a case of come out one end, go straight back on again.
What? Do you know if you go to Florida, you don't have that issue?
Don't you?
No, Euro Disney is wet and horrible all the fucking time.
Yeah.
We've probably
You can actually walk around. You can actually walk around Euro Disney and go to the different places without having to get on a plane or something.
You see, we've probably been 4 or 5 times, and we've always gone for the Christmas one. We've never done it any other time because Christmas is magical. It's magical.
And 3 times the price.
Yeah. Is this music annoying anyone yet?
Yeah, and do we actually have copyright on it? Or
yes, we pre-checked.
We pre-checked, so this is copyright. Awesome.
This is Creative Commons, as far as I'm aware.
Excellent. That's all right then.
Hang on. So we might not be able to use it then.
Yeah, we are. We're fine. Disney is a child predator. Rob Wiggle's already taken it down as such.
You know what?
Have you noticed that there is a Freeview channel that has just appeared? There was a brand new Freeview channel called True Christmas.
Oh mate, that's every year. It's like Film for Christmas or the Christmas Film Channel, and it's just Christmas channels back to back 24/7.
Yeah, and it's up and ready now and on, and it's like
I am the most bar humbug person you'll ever meet. You know what? I love Christmas on the 25th of December.
Yep.
Christmas is incredible on the 25th of December. But what is it? It's the 13th of November, and
We're not even in
Do you-
Advent yet. I mean, if you're in Advent with you've got your calendar, you've got all of that malarkey going on. Why not?
So do your Christmas presents consist of whatever the petrol station had open on the 24th?
You know what? I'll rephrase that. Lindsay's pretty good at Christmas.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you a story.
I gave the missus a balloon.
Are you sitting comfortably?
I am.
And I shall begin. I was trying to hit the lyric then. So I don't know those of you that are. You've got daughters, right, Chandler?
Yeah. 2.
Have you ever come across these LOL dolls?
Oh, I would be LOL dolls. Yeah.
So,
friggin' have I ever?
so
Yeah.
my missus has got an obsession with something what's called gachas. So it is buying something that you don't know what you're buying. So these LOL dolls come in a plastic capsule. They're all locked up, and you have to work out codes to get in these things. And then inside you get a plastic piece of shit toy. Now these are £15 each.
It's like an expensive Kinder Egg.
But when you buy them, you've got no idea what's inside them.
No.
So my 3-year-old daughter, bless her, the last 3 have been exactly the same.
Ouch. 45 quid on the same thing.
Yeah. Not funny. Don't laugh. So anyway, I get some message, or it's appeared on my timeline, that these LOL Mega, whatever it's called, I don't know. It's like a big LOL doll kit, and they were on offer today on the Green is New Black from Asda, and they were down. Beat this. For 3 dolls, £85 down to £45. Sorry, I'm being corrected. 4 dolls.
So you're getting 60 quid's worth of dolls for £45, which should have been 85.
Yeah. So I'm like, ooh, bought into this old bargain thing. Races over to Asda, and they're like, no, that's not an offer, mate. That's not an offer. No. Anyway,
Okay.
Me and another customer ends up having a right old row and a ding dong about it, and you've advertised this, blah 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 blah. Anyway, we end up getting this. They end up letting us have this £85 box of plastic for £45. So I'm like, yes, I've got one. I'm like, actually, who the fuck's just been mugged off here?
Yeah, I think that is kind of more to the point. Yeah, who has been mugged off?
Please tell me that all 4 were exactly the same.
I've not opened it. Christ, wouldn't be worth my life. And honestly, right, whilst we're in there, I'd asked the woman to keep it hidden behind the counter and then to put it in a bag so my daughter was with me at the time, wouldn't see it. So anyway, manages, pays for it, sneaks it in the trolley. Kept her mind off things by buying her another you don't know what unicorn you get in the bag kind of thing, just to keep her eyes off the yeah. And anyway, I've completely forgotten where I was going.
Something about £45.
Oh yes. She was like, Daddy, it was in I want my doll when we get home. I'm like, what doll? She's like, the doll in the boot. I was like, how on earth did you know that was in there? So then we had tears and tantrums when I said that Santa Claus had taken it from the back of the car on the way home. Anyway, let's move on with the show.
God, really? She knew it was in the boot.
That's incredible. She don't miss a thing.
She really doesn't.
That is like, yeah.
Guys, I will be back in 2 seconds.
What are you
okay.
vaping on, Chandler?
Ah, there you go. I'm doing the traditional thing that I do every week, because this seems to be the only chance I get to re-wick and rebuild anything. So if you notice my head's down a bit, that's what I'm doing. I've got a new toy. In fact,
Oh no.
I've got 2 new toys.
Guys, this is the last episode of Vape Talk UK that Chandler will be appearing on.
Why?
Because I think I know what's coming.
What, this one? Oh, look at that!
Oh dear, it looks like an old mobile phone. It feels like it should flip out.
It does look like it. You're right. It looks exactly bob on like an old mobile phone. I hadn't thought of that. It looks like one of those Nokia things, doesn't it? Even down to the Smokia. And there you go. And
why do people insist on having like a round thing? Oh, that's filth.
Unlucky. And look, touch screen. If I touch the right bit of the screen, because I'm doing this the wrong way around.
Do they still have 9 different lock buttons for it?
There you go. So I can do all these options and shit like that.
You still have to go into a menu to turn it off.
No, well, yeah. What is really annoying is 5 clicks to turn it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Locks it.
Are you sure you want? No. Are you sure you want to turn it off? Yes. No. Yeah. So no, I don't want to turn it off. But yeah, that is annoying because you think 5 clicks, you want to turn it off.
Yeah.
Why is it saying yes, no? It's almost like a yeah. Let's make use of this touch screen and make you touch it to turn it off. But it's got 3 clicks to lock the fire button, and then the fire key's locked. And
okay.
Do
And how do you lock the touch screen?
Hmm?
How do you lock the touch screen?
The touch screen locks itself. When you press the fire button, it locks the touch screen. There is a button on the bottom. And before you can do anything, you have to press and hold. Oh, yeah, I have to unlock it first. 3. There we go. Before you can do anything on the touch screen, you have to press and hold until the lock button at the top lock sign disappears.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So yeah, and as soon as you fire it, it locks the screen.
What you got on top of it?
It's ridiculous. I've got the saver on top of it at the moment.
Okay.
Because I actually think this thing is dinky. It is
tiny.
Small. It is absolutely tiny. I mean, there's the mod defined that I've got, and next to it,
that's not bad. Is it
completely
worth
tiny.
Is it time to announce what you're going to be doing with it?
Well, yeah, I was hoping to have done that today, but what with ending up going to A&E instead, I didn't get the chance to do it. But yeah, I'm going to do a video review. Woohoo!
Ooh,
How
yeah.
frightening is that? I don't want to. I'll stop talking about it now because I think that's probably probably done the entire review.
What we're talking about?
We're talking about his mobile phone, the Smokia.
My Smokia, mobile phone. There we go. It's nice, isn't it?
Why, Chandler?
Why? Why? Because we
Hashtag additional content.
We're doing hashtag additional content, and 2 reasons. A, I thought it would be nice and mainstream, so anybody going, yeah, that's Smock. I want to know how that Smock works. They might actually find our video and end up watching the show.
What, like
and the other reason was Vapor Round were selling them for 15 quid, so I went, oh, all right then.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Was that a special deal for those people that are part? I didn't get that email.
Did you not? Oh man, you missed that one. If yeah, so I know Vapor Round were letting hobbyists in.
Look what you've done.
Who's
Chandler, what's happened? Rob, don't worry. I've just unsubbed as well.
Okay. Look, I'll be honest with you. I have got nothing against Smock, and my other Smock device is in the other room. I've had an X Cube Mini for donkeys, and it still works. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, but the X Cubes with the original Smok stuff, they were the stuff that was
Yeah.
good.
Pedigree.
They were reasonable. They were OG, man.
Yeah. The original stuff. I did get a Smok Guardian 3, and that was good until it broke.
Like all Smok Guardians ever made.
Probably, yeah. It's like this.
Sorry, a statement's never going to go well when it starts. How did your statement start? I used to love it until yeah. I used that pipe all the time. I thought it was awesome. But yeah, it was made out of this black brittle plastic. So when the inevitable I dropped it, well, it rolled off the side of my desk. Hang on, it's shaped like a pipe. How did it roll anywhere?
It's not flat. I put it on the table and it just went wee and
typical Smok product. It's not even shaped like a pipe. No, we're not. In all seriousness. Oh, sorry, Chandler. In all seriousness, Smok products actually are a bag of shite. I'm not going to be pleasant or polite in any way, shape, or form. You thought there was a compliment coming there, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I was waiting for it to go. I was waiting for you to go. They have actually moved on, and they're. I mean, because this thing actually feels really well built. We'll see how long it lasts.
But I do like Smokia. Who came up with that?
That would be. Yeah, Smokia.
Yeah.
It does. Look. You can't deny it. It does look like an old Nokia. What was it? The 8810 or something like that.
Something like that. It feels like it should flip open.
It's probably even about the same size.
The Nokia never flipped; it slid.
Maybe it was like a Motorola then.
No.
The Nokias didn't do either. They didn't.
No, they did. You had the 8850. You had the 7100. I am a phone connoisseur. You, sir,
okay.
Wrong way. You, sir. I'm disappointed in you. I'm disappointed.
Unbelievable.
No, you're not there. You're there.
I'm there.
He's there.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
I'm going to stick my finger in your ear.
Incredible.
So yeah, so there you go. That's my Smok with. I've got the saver on the top, and inside there, I've actually got Nata from Just Add Nick.
I'm glad they called it the saver because it's the only thing saving your setup right now.
What's that? The saver.
Always on one tonight.
Well, to be honest, the saver actually looks all right on there. When I've got it on top of the mod defined, it looks a bit lost. So I actually. So I've been testing the shit out of this by running it at a huge 12 watts. So yeah, that does say 12. There is a decimal point in there, so it's not.
Don't abuse protect, Chandler. Don't abuse protect.
Yeah, I know. Whoa. And with two batteries in there, battery life is just like half an hour and it's done.
Yeah. Oh dear. So, Mark, what are you vaping on?
I'll tell you what I'm not vaping on.
Oh wait, you've got more. Sorry, Chandler.
Oh, sorry, Chandler. I've lost a bottle of juice. I put a 10ml bottle of juice down and now it's disappeared. There it is. No wonder I couldn't see it. It was on top of my waist. Where is it?
So what else?
Awesome. Oh dear.
All right, save yourself, Chandler. What else are you vaping on?
That one. That's what I'm wicking up. And it's the Watofu Forest.
Ooh, very nice.
So it's got a little bit of a tank on the bottom there. It's got a tank on it, and it's a RDA. But if you don't want to use the tank, you can take the tank off and turn it into just an RDA, and then you can turn it back again, and it can squonk or not squonk depending how you feel like.
It kind of reminds me. Do you remember the Aspire Quad Flex Survival Kit, which was a Nautilus X, an RTA, a dripper, or an RDTA? Do you not remember it? Look it up. It was a bag of shit because it came out about 3 days before the TPD, so they couldn't sell anything of it afterwards.
Sounds good. Yeah.
To be fair, it was alright because the Nautilus X is a banging tank, but there were so many parts. Oh my god.
I didn't like the Nautilus X at all.
No?
No? You didn't?
No, I never owned one. So I wasn't a big fan.
The only thing I don't like about it is the airflow. But the flavour's actually pretty alright off of it. And the fact that you can fit in the lower ohm POC-X coil, the 0.6 coil into it, is a little bonus as well. But for someone who wants something that's mouth to lung, thick juice, and isn't going to piss out if they use the thinner juice on it, you know, it kind of... And for, what, 24 quid, it's not that bad, really. Way better than the Nautilus 2, which is a bag of shite. Because every other one leaks.
They all leaked.
There you go. Even Damon's saying it was a bag of shite. They don't call him the grumpy vapor for nothing. Good evening, Damon. I'm sorry, I didn't say hello.
He's in the airport. We figured it out. He's in the airport.
I did say I didn't. I thought he was heading abroad.
Oh, Michael, I didn't mean to ignore your question. Been looking at the iJoy Diamond. I can't say I've had much experience of the iJoy Diamond. If there's anything else if it's like anything else iJoy have released, I would probably avoid it.
Hang on, which is worse then, iJoy or Smoke?
Smoke.
Smoke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, how many people in chat actually have Smoke products? No, that's probably not a good idea because they're just not going to admit to it, are they?
No. If you don't admit to owning a Smock product, or rather, if they say they don't, they're lying because everyone owns a Smock product.
Right,
or has owned.
Or has owned. Everyone has. That is the be all and end all. If you admit to using one right now, that's when they won't speak up.
Okay.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, someone had an alien. There you go. Sorry, Mark, what are you vaping?
I don't own an alien. I'm frantically scouring across my desk for a Smoke device.
There it is.
There you go. Was that an alien by any chance?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Give me 2 seconds, boys.
No. What he was going to do...
Cass, what are you vaping on?
What am I vaping on? Right, so... Oh, good. Thanks, Mark.
I hit the wrong button.
yeah, just play the wall out. Hang on.
I'm a creature of habit, and I don't tend to change what I'm vaping on that much. Right. But using the Berserker, I got rid of that tobacco juice because I have now decided that it's pretty rank.
Okay.
For an all-day vape, if it, in short bursts, it's lovely, but if you're trying to all day it just becomes a bit. And the thing was, it was so strong, I couldn't tell whether the cores were burning or not. And when I pulled it open to re-wick it, it was just the dirtiest thing ever. Like, it was minging. So I've now got. Go on.
I was going to say, I've found with the tobaccos that I've been using, I'm almost changing my wicks on my saver on a daily basis.
Yeah, 100%.
I haven't changed that in about 2 days. It still tastes great. I've got this horrible feeling it's going to be a black gunky mess when I open it up.
Probably.
I'll tell you what, I'll vape it down a little bit further and we'll have a look a bit later just for sheer entertainment value, shall we?
Why not? Well, what I've got in here at the moment is the Element Far Melon Ball, which is actually not bad. Although I found that for some reason it's 6 milligram, but it's a 75 plus VG, and which doesn't seem to be agreeing with the way I've wicked this at the moment. So I can sort of get 5 or 6 puffs in, give it a minute. I don't know if you found this have you got a Berserker?
No, I had a Berserker RTA and just didn't get on with it.
Right. Well, I found that sometimes
I haven't got one of them.
I'll get dry hits.
You know.
Yeah, I'll get dry hits on it, and the only way to let the juice come through is actually to release the pressure on the top by opening the lid, which is kind of weird. So I don't know why that's happening, but I think that's just because the juice is really thick.
I've got exactly the same issue with my Serpent SMM. If I don't thin the wicks down within an inch of their life, and I've done it on this one, the first tank vapes beautifully, and you then fill it up, and you take the first drag, which is great, and then your next toot, you get a dry hit. And the only way you can avoid that is by unscrewing the top and bubble, basically burping the tank.
Exactly, yeah. So I think what I'm going to have to do is either go for a thinner juice or thin the wick right out. Yeah, that's minging.
I'm going to state that.
That's pretty. There we go. Oh, gross. You're breathing that.
That's 2 days worth. I mean,
right.
Yeah.
Next I'm vaping on, I've got my Petrie on the drag, and I've got a bit of the old Jeffrey's elderflower and apple, and that's been in there, I've had that on for about a week and a half now. And the thing I found with the elderflower and apple, which I don't know whether Mark will agree with me with, it's amazing for like 4 or 5 days, and then the coils like that go minging. It's not a coil killer, but when the coils go, they fucking go.
You're complaining about a wick lasting 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Is I can get it's a clean juice. I can get 4 or 5 days out of it, and some juices they'll either kill them straight away, never kill them, or they'll deteriorate. This is nothing burnt, and I don't know why that is. But the thing is, it doesn't blacken the wick or the cotton or anything. It just cakes the coils. So I don't know, but I think that's the apple doing that. I think I can taste the apple doing that before anything else. But yeah, lovely. I mean, in this tank, I can get a week out of the wicks before I need to change them, which is mental. And then I've been using this little bad boy again. Now, I've been using this same pod since Expo. It's the Just Fog Mini Fit. So I've been using the same pod since Expo, 12 milligram Element Blueberry, and I haven't had to change the pod out yet.
Looks like an Integral 256.
Yeah. Honestly, man, get one. It's lovely.
No.
Look at this. Look at this. Battery level. In 3 little LED. Yeah.
Very fancy.
And you get a decent amount of vape out of it.
Cool.
It's tiny, but it's 7 centimeters high. I've got a review coming on this later this week. But, yeah. But that's what I'm vaping on. I've got those 3 devices on the go. Oh, and the Mini Gusto, the pimped out Mini Gusto, because it's amazing. I love it. I absolutely love it. But yeah, though, like I said, I'm getting some weird issues with my Berserker at the moment, and I think it's the fact that the juice is really thick. So,
okay,
I'm going to thin the juice. That's why I asked you about, because Mr. Mark is going to do me a lovely favour and make me some 12 milligram elderflower, which 50/50, which is going to be immaculate in a Berserker, because I'm bored of buying things in 10ml bottles.
You could always go to justadmit.co.uk and get the concentrates.
I could.
You can then make it into any strength you want.
True that.
Just thought I'd put a bit of a plug in there for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Will the Mini Fit take 70/30? You can try. I haven't yet. I'm using 50/50 in it at the moment, and I've only used 50/50 in it at the moment. Probably not is the answer, but the Mini Fit pods are rebuildable, and they are very easily rebuildable if you've got quite good dexterity.
Rebuildable pods, so you can rebuild the coils in them.
Yeah, I mean, you're not supposed to, but you can do.
Oh, okay.
And
right,
apparently,
okay, yeah.
if you know a website called Nature Vape, the dude that runs that has done a video on how to rebuild them. So, I haven't tried it yet. The lad that I work with did it, and it only took him 1 pod of messing it up to get it right.
All right, okay.
But if you mess it up, is that the pod gone?
Yes, but then what you want to do is you want to use the pod fully, and when it's burnt out and done, then give it a go, because at least then you're not losing anything if you do fuck it up.
True.
And if you don't want to rebuild it, you just rewick it. It's a case of literally pulling cotton out, sliding a bit more in, and it's got these two little channels that you pop the cotton into, then you're done. So that's really nice. Similar to the Limitless Pulse, which he spent an hour and 45 minutes rebuilding, only to realise that he'd built it with nickel wire and not Canthal, which was hilarious.
Oh, so the resistance was all screwed.
Yeah, because it needed to be a 1.8 ohm coil, and it came out at 0.02.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that is what I'm vaping on, and yeah, honestly though, this elderflower and apple, man, good job, because that is sick. Fucking love it.
It is good. Yeah. Elderflower and apple.
I know.
This will not in any way reflect my upcoming review.
I've still not tried that.
You've not tried it, the cherry cola.
Oh, mate, do.
It's a really strong.
What can I say? Sam clearly doesn't love me enough.
You make the goddamn stuff.
No, I don't. Not anymore.
Don't you? Oh. Okay. There we are. That killed the conversation, didn't it?
Well, end of that one.
Yeah. Okay. Didn't realise that.
All right, now it's Mark's turn before he tries and leaves again.
Yeah.
Leaves?
Yeah, you've left twice so far this show.
Yeah, where do you keep going? Have you really got that bad bladder problems?
No. The first time, one of the other directors called me, and I thought it might have been an emergency. And the second time, my daughter wanted a cuddle, so to keep her down and asleep, I went to give my daughter a cuddle. What were you saying about leaves? Were the leaves all frosty? Were the leaves all frosty and covered in snow? Did it make you feel a little bit Christmassy?
Oh no.
Please, not again.
So, for my what am I vaping on this week? I'm accompanied by Christmas. A little bit of snow. A little bit of crispiness as you walk across the cold floor as you get to your car. Swear at it because it's absolutely plastered in frost. Anyway, so this week
I was there for a minute.
I'm trying to keep on beat.
Yeah.
So this week, the Orion. I feel like I'm on QVC.
Yeah, can you turn the music up just a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Just a bit.
Is that enough?
Yeah, if you go a bit more, we might not be able to hear you. So keep going. Oh, it finished. So that's what you've been vaping on, right? Thanks for that.
It
right.
is.
So are we on
Oh dear, how many people have we lost? Quite a few, quite a few. What am I vaping on? I'm vaping on the Orion still with a 0.5 coils in them. In that, another bottle of Tizzle from Soul TV at the guys at TYV. This camera's throwing me. I'm trying to.
Anyway. You've not got your image mirrored.
But exactly, Cass. That's exactly how I feel. I've resurrected the billet box this week.
Ooh, it needed resurrecting.
It needed resurrecting. You know what? I go to it, I love it, then I hate it. Love it, and then I hate it. But I bought myself a vape shell. I'd heard lots of reviews about it.
Right.
It's
Okay.
very
Okay. For a billet box complete noob, what's a vape shell?
A vape shell is a rebuildable atomizer that sits in the drip tip holder of a billet box.
Oh, right. Okay. So it's effectively a different atomizer that fits in that square box.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of many they like to charge you too much money for.
Indeed. And in that, I'm going to give a bit of promotion to someone. Now, I didn't ask for these, but Pilgrim Vapes
Ooh.
sent me some one-ohm coils.
Nice.
So they're N80 with Canthal wrap, 28 gauge N80 core with a 38 gauge. Sorry, 28 gauge N80 core with a 38 gauge Canthal wrap.
Very nice.
At 2.5 mil.
That's tiny.
There's nothing there, is there?
Wow.
And yeah, that's coming out. It's showing on the billet at 1.15 ohms, 12.5 watts. It's nice. It's nice. It's made me fall in love with the billet box again. However, I did have to sellotape the air holes up. Because it's still too damn airy. Still too damn airy. But yes. I am also. I'm still rocking the Voopoo Drag Mini. Full review to come. I'm not sold on it, to be honest with you, but I'll leave the bitching for my review. On top of that, I have got the Solo from Digiflavor, the Solo Drop from Digiflavor. I've always fancied one of these. I do like single coil. I do like 22mm small RDAs.
Sorry, I was wondering what you were going to say there.
And I thought I'd give this a try. And you know what? Suitably impressed.
Whoa.
It's all right.
Did chug? What's that? The Solo?
Yeah, and that's with a 0.3 build single coil.
Wow.
In that, I am a vaping Sad Boy Key Lime Cookie.
Yeah.
Quite impressed by that.
Cool.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Yeah. It's all right. It's all right.
That's one hell of a name. Keith just said, sorry to interrupt you. Have you guys seen the OF-RF Next Mesh Triple Density Mesh Coils? That's one hell of a name.
The AFRIF Next Mesh. Yeah. Yeah. No, I haven't seen those.
No. Sorry, carry on, Mark.
Kev, get an MF full kit and use the EUC 1.5 coils. Is that inside the OF-RF Next Mesh Triple Density Mesh Coils? So when did vaping become? When did it become so complicated?
What, vaping?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my. Oh my.
Anyway.
I went for some Falcon coils, and there's like the M1s, the M2s, the M3s. Then there's the F1s, T1s, 3. I can't fucking work it out, but there's like 12 different coils for the fucker. What? Why can't you just have a tank that takes a coil? That was it. You know, even this new smock, because this smock comes with a new tank. That's got 2 new coil heads you can have. Sorry, did I say smog? I apologise.
All right, let's move on to the news. We're now 40 minutes in and we've just finished what you're vaping on. So let's move on to the news.
Are we going to start with the rant?
No, let's. I feel like you're building up to that.
We're gonna
Let's start with some good before you start with the. Let's finish with the bad. he's chomping. The bit is being chomped. All right, I'm gonna do a little screen share. I'm gonna do a cheeky screen share because we've got some good news. Now I don't know what I'm about to show you. I don't know if it's UK or US. Do you know which one it is? I think it's UK, isn't it?
I know. I've got no idea what you're talking about.
Going to show us.
The Acer thing.
Oh, the ASA. Yeah. British.
Right, so this is British. Now, no one really knew what the TPD rules on advertising were because no one.
We did.
But no one really knew what they were actually going to police because, let's be honest, they didn't really police it. So what we have here, it's very short, but it's literally this paragraph. Following an extensive consultation, that's a strange word. I think that's supposed to say consultation, but maybe not. The Committees of Advertising Practice, CAP and BCAP, have amended the ad rules so that health claims are no longer banned from ads for e-cigarettes. Then you've got a fairly extensive document, and what I'll do is I'm going to drop the link to this document in the chat because it is a very interesting read. And basically, e-cigarette ads can now say that it is healthier for you than smoking. And that is allowed. That is backed up.
Are they allowed to use the word healthy?
Health claims for cigarettes.
Are they allowed to say that it's 95% safer than smoking?
I think that's one and the same thing. If I'm honest. But the point is before you...
Can you use the word vaping's healthy?
Yeah, sticky. Maybe not. But the point is, you can say it's healthier than cigarettes. You know, I mean, it's like when they say now, new light diet extra whatever bar now has less calories. They don't mention the extra sugar they've put in. But the point is that they are saying it's healthier, not healthy.
Okay.
You see what I mean?
Where can they advertise? Because as far as I was aware, the only place you could advertise was in industry focused magazines and on the back of the bus. That was
bus stops, billboards,
cinemas.
Is cinemas the case? I didn't think anything
cinemas
for
is one.
TV, radio was allowed.
TV and radio, no, but cinemas, billboards, leaflets, magazines.
Do you mean by cinemas? Do you mean a video advertisement shown before the film, or do you mean on posters at the cinema?
Video advertisements.
So you can have a TV advert, but as long as it's shown at the cinema, it's fine.
As far as I believe, if anyone else is more educated on advertising law than I am, then please do feel free to correct me. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this link. Oh, for God's sake! I'm going to drop this link in the chat right now. And you can have a look at it, but this is huge. I mean, before you couldn't say anything along these lines, and this is, even if it's a bit limiting now, it means it is the first step in the very right direction for promoting e-cigarettes in a good light, rather than just in a we know it's good but we can't tell you kind of light. So, you know, this is good. I think this is good. So in a minute I'm going to pop that link in the chat. And then, if I'm correct, let me just have a quick gander here. Aha! This is the next thing. So, the FDA will ban sales of closed-system vaping pods like Juul, or products like Juul, in flavours except tobacco and menthol in convenience stores and gas stations, according to the Washington Post. Which is not great, really. Oh God, I'm getting all confused. I'm trying to click on the wrong thing. So the Post also reports that anonymous FDA sources say the agency will oppose additional age verification requirements for online sales. I mean, that's pretty much in place anyway. See, and this is it. This is the point it makes, is that to us, buying our e-cigarettes from a convenience store is like a big no. We just won't do it. But many vapors and probably millions of smokers don't live near dedicated vape shops, and depending on being able to buy products in convenience stores or online. It's not clear how the agency will legally justify preventing the convenience stores and gas stations, but it reckons it will. they seem to have targeted just Juul, which is hilarious. But then I suppose in the States, Juul is way, way, way bigger over there than it is here. So
yes, Michael, that is just in America.
This is just in the States. This doesn't affect the UK. I mean, a lot of this, you know, what happens in the American market has massive knock-on effects over here because a lot of what we get is American. So it's nice to keep, you know, they're a huge industry, the Americans, for vaping, if not the biggest. So, anyway, so it goes on to talk about how they believe that, I mean, this is the best thing, Altria Group, who I believe own tobacco companies. This is their stocks after the announcement of, so here we go. Yeah, this is a 5-day stock thing of after, what does it say? Expected to impose severe restrictions on the sale of e-cigarette products throughout the United States. Bam, their stock rockets, which is incredible as well. So we clearly know what the agenda here is. The mad thing is this company are probably also in talks to make a product that they're actually trying to ban. So there we go. But yeah, I just thought, you know, that's a big thing in the States.
The majority of them, well, I won't say the majority, but quite a few of these closed pod systems are big tobacco trying to get in. Well, no, I'm just thinking of the blue.
Yeah, Altria is one of the world's largest producer of tobacco.
Yeah, and the thing is, the tobacco companies literally don't care if the only two things they produce are tobacco and menthol, because that's what they've been doing for decades anyway. They don't care about flavours. As long as people are using their products, it doesn't matter what flavour's in there.
Exactly.
So what they do is they'll screw everyone else over, bring out their own thing, and then, as we've spoken about before, they're suddenly the ones in control. Right. This Acer link, which I think is actually quite interesting. I did have a read of most of it. But here we go. I'll pop that in the chat so you can go have a look.
I think Badger's already done it.
Oh yeah, isn't he? Yeah. There is another link which I can put up if people want it, which is all of the resources and the studies behind it as well. But yeah, so I think, Mark, are you ready?
I was born ready.
Oh, for God's sake!
Give us a precursor. What's going on?
No. I'm not going to give a precursor. I am just going to play one of 2 videos. I need to make sure I click the first one first. Yes, that's right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to just take a listen and portray.
Comments in chat, please.
Comments and your thoughts in chat.
Hello, I'm Leona Franco and I'm a 7th grade student at White Hill Middle School. I am part of Children for Change, a community service organization in Marin. Today I will talk about how vaping has made a huge impact on kids by producing new flavors that are causing kids to want to try vaping. Vaping industries are unaware of the risks that they are putting on children. By providing new flavors. However, they've never brought to attention about how harmful they are or have little to no interest in doing anything about this problem that we are facing. 80% of cigarette addicts have started with flavored cigarettes. 7 in 10 children are exposed to vaping because of vaping ads and vaping industry's marketing strategies. Vaping industries are targeting children and trying to get them addicted early just so that they can get more money as an outcome. Vaping is not only affecting individuals' health, but vaping also has huge impacts on teens and adults' brains and your lateral frontal pole, which is the part of your brain that makes decisions. Vaping can lead to other drugs or alcohol addictions such as cigarette smoking, heroin, and more. Teens who start smoking with vapor or e-cigarettes have 7 times greater odds of smoking tobacco cigarettes than non-smokers. Vaping can lead to poor decisions such as going homeless, dropping out of school, child abuse, going broke, and more. Flavored vaping needs to stop now because it has no positive outcome, and we need to save our next generation from this sad tragedy. Together, we can make a difference by banning flavored vaping.
Seriously? What the actual fuck? I know I couldn't pump the audio already, but any higher it was very low, very low. But seriously, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, that was clearly not written by her.
What the fuck? Homelessness. Homelessness, going broke, making poor decisions. I'm sorry, becoming homeless and going broke isn't a poor fucking decision. Regardless, who has filled these children's head with complaints?
I was concerned about the link to paedophilia. I'm like, what? Child abuse? Where's that coming?
I think my favourite line in that was the bit that is trying to get kids hooked on it early just for more money.
I think, right. My take on this, I don't know what you guys think of. Have you seen those? Have you seen those documentaries by like Louis Theroux and Stacey Dooley, where they go and see? I remember one where it's God Hates Fags, and it was a group that was campaigning against homosexuality. There was one Stacey Dooley did recently, which was a summer camp where all the kids went to this summer camp to learn about why abortion was a bad thing. It was a pro-life group that was arranging this, and basically these groups believe something completely and will twist facts no matter what to fit their
That was so dark, honestly.
Ooh. Simon!
Sorry, I missed that. Sorry, it took me a while to go back up. I missed that one.
Simon, yeah. That actually made me sweat. That's made me sweat.
For those, if you haven't got chat up, you've got to put chat up. I don't think we're going to repeat it live.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
But sorry, yeah, no, I completely agree.
Actually,
with you,
I thought Chris JB was in chat then for a moment. That's something he'd come out with.
Yeah.
But no, I completely agree with you.
It's such brainwashing, though, isn't it?
Of course it is. I mean, this is a country that make their children stand and salute the flag every morning at school. If that's not an form of indoctrination from the get-go, what is?
I have nothing wrong. I'm nothing against that because that's kind of nationalist. But what bugs the hell out of me is, let's tell them complete blatant lies and make them believe it.
All you need to do is watch Louis Theroux's documentary on the Westboro Baptist Church, and you will see both sides of the story. You'll see, people who are fully in it and people who have actually realised that it's complete and utter bullshit. And they're, people who were in the Westboro Baptist Church. It's unbelievable. Right, I think Mark. I think you have another one, don't you, Mark?
I do. I want you to pay careful attention to some of these people that speak. So here we go. Here's a few more.
Back the children in other living things.
And I'm a 6th grader at Lincoln Middle School. I'm here tonight because I think candy-flavored tobacco products and jewels should not be sold in Alameda.
Please consider banning the sale of these products from our city.
My name is Malia, and I'm in 7th grade. I may not know any friends that vape or have tried it, but banning these flavored tobacco products will help me and my friends grow up tobacco-free.
Candy-flavored tobacco?
Candy-flavored tobacco products. I've spent the last few weekends walking Alameda neighborhoods with my daughter Malia to distribute these door hangers.
To end the sale of tobacco products in Alameda.
I'm here tonight to encourage City Council members to end the sale of candy-flavored tobacco in Alameda.
I'm here tonight to encourage the City Council to end the sale of candy-flavored tobacco products in Alameda.
I'd like to encourage the City Council members to end the sale of candy-flavored tobacco in Alameda.
And I'm here today to advocate the banning of like flavored tobacco products.
How stoned is he?
Candy flavored tobacco products in Alameda.
I'm here tonight to encourage City Council members to end the sale of candy flavored tobacco in Alameda
and ban candy flavored tobacco.
Here to encourage the city to end this, the sale of candy flavored tobacco products in Alameda. I urge you to end the sale of candy flavored tobacco products.
I am here tonight to encourage City Council members to end the sale of candy flavored tobacco in Alameda.
I'm their teacher, and I'm here with over 50 kids here today to ask the City Council to take a bold move and end the sale of candy flavored tobacco.
And 50 grand in his pocket.
Honest to God. So he's responsible for the brainwashing then?
Literally.
That school teacher there.
But how many of them did it sound like they'd just been given the same thing? Same thing to read.
How that guy in that jacket, how stoned was he? Did you hear him? He was blatantly...
He did not want to be there.
He was stoned. Honestly,
I love the woman with the door hangers.
Honestly. Now, in response to this...
Chat has gone mental.
I was going to say, the issue...
If there truly is an epidemic of youth use of vapor products, and if there are so many addicted, what will happen when there is no more access? Buy cigarettes. It's easy and convenient and will remain accessible and available everywhere. It will create a gateway effect that previously did not exist. Dear FDA, please create solutions, not more smokers. Boom!
Pow.
There was absolutely no mention that the entire premise of that was new vapors, young vapors. No mention of smokers using vaping products instead of
cessation.
Yeah, but that would work against their cause, and they don't want anything that works against their cause. Go back to that email that we had last week that we put on the show. You know, they were just talking about, they were just making shit up at that point. So if it works against their, why would they put anything in there that could be seen as the other side of the argument? Because that doesn't help them.
Honestly, it boils my piss.
Yeah, see, Defogs, as you just said, there is a war on truth here in the US. And there is. It's not just about the fake news bullshit that's going on or what's happening at the border. It's about, you know, in the grand scheme of things, vaping is not the biggest thing going on in America, but it affects our industry more than anything. And that's what we're here about. We're talking about our industry. So it is the biggest thing for us. You know, what is and isn't a lie should not be the biggest talk for everyone. In a day where information and data is instantaneous and at your fingertips, what is and isn't a lie should not even be a question. It really shouldn't. And it's just like it's super indoctrinated kids. You've had this teacher has probably just been paid up by like some executive from like PMI or someone like that. It's gone like, right, we need to get your kids to go to the counsellor. Here's a script that we've written for them. And if all of them say the same thing, it doesn't matter, because then they'll do it. And because they're cute and they're kids, it's going to have some more weight than if a load of adults turned up.
But no one has mentioned the fact that kids have been smoking behind the bike sheds since day dot.
Exactly.
Vapor products are what you're going to remove the vapor products. So you've now got a load of kids that are using a vapor product. What are they going to go back to? What are they going to want? Okay, we can't smoke, we can't vape our Juul at school. Oh, just go and buy 20 Marlboro then, shall I?
Don't get me wrong. Kids shouldn't be vaping. They shouldn't be smoking. They shouldn't be. But they are. And you sit these parents down. I know we've gone over this to death. You sit these parents down and provide them with the evidence. The evidence is vaping doesn't have the cancer-causing properties that cigarettes do. Cigarettes kill. Cigarettes kill. Cigarettes kill. Right? What would they rather their little darlings, their little children do. Would they rather than be sitting there puffing away on 20 Marlboro, or would they rather than smoke on candy, tobacco as they call it?
This is the mad thing, though. It's that it's like a lack of education. It's purely a lack of education.
As soon as the FDA stop aligning vaping products with a tobacco product, the better, because that's what's, you know. Oh, as soon as people are just going tobacco, ergo it's bad, and that's what they're latching onto. Everything they said, all those kids in that last clip you showed, we're wanting you to ban tobacco products.
Yeah. Is it no one mentioning the fact that I can't think of a single bricks and mortar store that doesn't employ the same identification processes that any kind of off license or bar or anywhere that sells alcohol or cigarettes uses? If you look underage, you get ID'd. It's worked for alcohol for decades. It's worked for cigarettes for decades. So why is no one mentioning that this is a thing? I mean, kids have been drinking underage in the park for decades. They've been smoking for decades. So why is suddenly vaping a thing?
Prohibition is not going to work.
No.
No, it won't.
There's better ways of controlling. There's better ways of moderating, I think. Controlling's a bitchy word. Moderating. Just be sensible. Stop Jose at the local 24/7 selling jewels to kids. Christ almighty.
I think Chris is in.
All I know is a load of feedback.
Oh.
Right, his audio's gone. Give me a second. Let's see if I can bring him in.
Is it me?
No, it's Chris on his phone.
Chris.
Ah, there you go. There he is. Hi, honey.
Hang on, Chris. I need to turn Chris's audio down. Chris, are you there?
Nothing.
It's a good chin, Chris. Teach him sign language.
Yeah, Chris. Right, let me. Sorry, carry on. What were you saying? Carry on.
I was just going to say the only thing that if they do ban it, if it does get banned, I mean, you know what happens. Something that you say, oh no, you can't have that, it's not good for you. All the kids are going to go, oh, we're not allowed it. It's bad for us. Where can we get some? And it may not be as prevalent, but it will still be there.
You know what? You know what? If they're smoking 20 cigarettes a day and they're 13, if they ask very, very, very nicely, and they've been good boys and girls, then maybe they should put it on their Christmas list to Santa Claus, and maybe Santa will help them stop smoking.
That's 4 times, 5 times now.
Oh, I'm not finished yet.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's, and the thing is like, clearly prohibition has never worked, and it's because it's the new thing. It's because it's threatening people's bottom lines, and that is the start and the finish of why any of this is happening. It's threatening the bottom lines of those who have had a lot of money coming in for decades, completely unthreatened up until this point.
Sorry, just very quickly, whilst we're doing this, we missed 101 at the beginning of this beginning of the show. Has anyone got an idea for what 101 is this week?
I'm going to say it's juices. Premium juices.
That we want to get rid of or keep?
Keep. Bring it back.
So something that's gone that we want to keep.
No, that's gone that we want to bring back.
Yeah, okay. Premium.
Anyway,
juices.
carry on, Cass. Sorry, I just realised we've not done it.
So because it's threatening the bottom line, because drink and tobacco don't really affect each other, so people have kind of left them to it. Now, back in the 30s, I think the American-US prohibition on drink was it the 30s? Or was it earlier than that?
No idea.
You know, they basically, from what I gather, it was because so many people were doing it illegally, and they banned it and all this sort of thing, and it didn't work because people did it illegally anyway, and you know, they ended prohibition. The point is this is finally threatening someone who's had all of this untouched power before, and they're trying to do something about it. Except now we're in a world where people can do something about it. We can rally together much easier than we used to be able to 40, 50 years ago, even 20 years ago, and it's affecting their bottom line. That's why they're hitting it so hard. And until either they join it to the point where they're making enough money that it makes up for what they're losing, or they destroy us, they're literally not going to stop. Or until the FDA turn around and go, actually, we're not going to touch this anymore. But they won't, because it's like the NRA and guns. Whilst money's still being pumped into the government by these organisations, more in the States than necessarily in the UK, although it still does happen, more in the States, it's still going to happen. And whilst people are pumped, whilst the government, I mean, I think it was the year of the TPD for us, for example. I know I read a stat saying that one of the tobacco companies has spent $400 million lobbying over a period of 5 years against vaping in America. Like, which is crazy money. And they're buying companies up left and right for hundreds of percent points above what these companies are worth, just to own them and take them out of the market. Crazy money. I mean, if I had any sense, I would go to a tobacco company and I'd say, look, pay me 20 grand a week for me to promote your products. And they would probably just write a check and say, here you go. Because that's the kind of money they're spending out on people. I know it for a fact.
Yeah. Well, I heard a bit of a rumour about a particular vape company that was offered / given huge amounts of money. Did I share this with you in the end, Cass?
You did tell me, yes, but I've kept that under wraps.
And it's happening. It's happening. The people are being offered obscene amounts of money to either sell out or disappear.
Yep. So without advertising that company, if you do in your own time manage to find out who that is, boycott the shit out of them.
You'd never guess.
No. But this is it, and money is such a powerful thing, and people's principles disappear so fast with the right amount of money. And I don't think, I mean, let's say a company came along and said to you, Mark, all right, we're going to buy your company, we're going to put your juice into pre-filled pods, or actually we're just going to buy you out and ditch you off the market for £1 million. Would you then do that? What would be your price?
My price? You're offering me $1 million, yeah?
Yeah.
He's
That's
gone.
the answer.
There
we
you
go.
go.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Oh man,
I'm really not. That's the problem. You put cold hard cash in front of anyone.
you give someone enough money to live off, and they don't need to work again. Then you're tempting them for anything, aren't you?
No, look, Cass has already gone. He's sold. He's gone. He's gone. Then pre-filled pods. He's 20 grand a week. That's exactly what he's doing now. He's off to do his first review for the blue Vape stick.
That's the one. Yeah.
Either that, or he's run out of content and he's panicking.
I'm back.
There you go.
I have not run out of content. I have never run out of content.
So long as he has an opinion, he has content.
And I always have an opinion.
But yeah, I think this is the thing with when you were saying the adverts. Daniel's just put about they've already spent 60 million on anti-vape TV adverts. The only companies, or the main companies that have got enough money to do television or cinema advertising, are the ones that have got big tobacco behind them.
Yeah. Yeah, this is it. It's disgustingly expensive to advertise in that way.
Yeah, you haven't. I don't think any of the vape companies are big enough and enough money to do that. I know that Dinner Lady threw a lot into their advertising. I still wouldn't say they're big enough to do a cinema video campaign.
Well, they are now. They're owned by a tobacco company.
Well, yeah, that is
apparently.
true. Again,
apparently.
Allegedly. There you go. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah. I don't care if someone wants to sue me, do it. But the point is, right?
The question.
It's still disgustingly expensive to advertise in trade press. I mean, disgusting.
Well,
and you'd have thought, yeah.
I gave you an idea of a figure the other day.
Yeah.
It is not horrifically expensive, but
I mean, how expensive is it to stand at an expo?
Exactly.
I mean, that is not cheap, especially if you're. I know there's a lot of the smaller vape companies. I'm sure. The group together and and share a stand.
Of course, you do it under distros a lot.
Yeah, that's a way to cut costs. But if you're having
I was lucky. I wasn't at Expo. That was the lucky bit. But Jeffries has got enough distros to know that we had representation there. Okay, we weren't there as a brand. Excuse me. But our products were there.
Yeah.
There you go. Tobacco-free kids are funded by tax money from tobacco.
There's kind of two prongs to this tobacco thing, isn't there? There's the tobacco companies that are almost ditching the tobacco or trying to ditch the tobacco and jumping into vape head first and trying to take it over. And there's the other big tobacco that's just going, let's see if we can just knock vaping on the head so that folk buy our cigarettes.
Well, I mean, the next battle we're going to have here in the UK, which doesn't seem to have been really even rumoured yet, although we know it's eventually happened, is going to be duty tax. Because
I was expecting you to say TPD too then.
Well, it basically will be, but imagine, I mean, I know that when the TPD came around, the EU suggested to member countries, and at the time the TPD came in, we were still a member country, because we still are, that they suggested a 50 to 80% duty on vaping products. It was buried within the TPD document, but it was there. 50 to 80%. Now, that was optional as to whether the governments in question did it. Now, I've always maintained that the reason that they came down to a 10 mil with nicotine in is that if you have a universal size, it makes it much, much easier to tax. That's why they tax fuel by the litre, cigarettes by the pack, alcohol by the 25 mil, or by the pint. Universal sizes make it easier to tax. It's so hard to tax if it's 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 mil, 40 mil, 50 mil. It makes it much, much harder. If everything with nicotine in is 10 mil maximum, no matter what strength nicotine, so easy to tax. And I think that is the thing. Now, a lot of people were saying to me that they expected it in this year's budget, but it didn't happen. I don't think it's going to happen for a couple of years, and I definitely don't think it's going to happen until we're out of the EU, if we get out of the EU. Fingers crossed we don't.
You see that obviously, I know there was a lot of people saying, leave the EU, then we're not part of the TRPO, we're not part of the TPD.
Doesn't work like that.
It won't be the case. It won't be the case. They've invested billions and billions, well, millions and millions of pounds on setting it up, policing it, etc., etc. That it won't just disappear.
And this is the thing about UK law, is it has to be in law for a minimum of 2 years before you can even start the process to take it out of UK law. And it became a law when we were even before the referendum, it was in the works. It's been in the works since 2013, the TPD, in the form that it's in now. And we're lucky that it is as lenient as it was. It started, if you read the very first drafts, pre-filled sealed pods. End of story. That was what vaping was going to be reduced to.
That was what the tobacco companies were pushing for.
Yeah, 100%. And then, I mean, did anyone watch that? I think it was probably about 3 or 4 months before the TPD came into effect, the House of Lords conversation on the TPD. And there was one of the Lords who was talking about how he vapes and how it's improved his health, reduced the amount it costs him, blah, 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 blah. And how we've also got to consider the ecological impact of the TPD on the amount of extra packaging and the plastic and all of that bollocks that goes into it, plus all of the money that it's going to save people by not having to comply to a rule that shouldn't apply to them anyway. This is not a tobacco product. And I mean, I probably should have been having this conversation back in 2016 when they announced it, and again in 2017 when it came into effect. But the point being is that
you didn't have a soapbox then. You have one now. Sit on it.
Exactly. And this is what is that because of this universalization of things like that, 2 mil tanks, anything that's going to have it, they're going to duty the shit out of it, and it's going to be monstrous. It's going to be Chicago level duty. A £5 bottle of juice is going to cost you best part of 10 quid again.
Okay, if it's got nicotine in it, fine. Fine. If we've got the choice, tax nicotine. I don't want to see it being taxed, but what I don't want to see is short fills without nicotine in them being taxed. They fucked us by stopping us from selling 60 mils, 120 mils with nicotine in it because children might drink them and die. Bullshit.
Yep.
But by all means, do that.
Yeah. And I know you're going to get again. How's the tax going to work? Is it going to be let's say they changed the TPD and you're allowed higher strengths? Are you going to get taxed to hell on 45 milligram salts and barely any tax on a 3 milligram?
I think if it's got nicotine in it, it will have a tax, because why would they lose money? Why would they lose out on money with less nicotine? Because so many less people you obviously use the higher nic strengths in comparison to people that are using 3 or 6. Why don't they just go, right, it is per milliliter, it's going to cost you 50 or 70p extra. It doesn't matter what nic strength.
So if you buy a 3 milligram, it would be you'd be taxed as much as if you bought an 18.
Yes, exactly, and that's why I think they universalized the size and not the nic strength.
Right.
Because it's just easier.
So buying an 18 milligram bottle of nicotine and then putting it in adding it to 50 milligram of zero.
Would be you'd be paying your tax on the nic shot. You wouldn't be paying your tax on the zero because there's no nicotine in it.
Yeah, but if you'd got 10 mil of 3 milligram juice, 10 mil of 3 milligram juice, you're paying your tax on that.
Josh has just made an excellent point. The only plus side is that tax equals security in a sense. The government is not going to turn its back on vaping harshly if it's already taxed.
True.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
It's how much they tax it, and will it get to the point where we're paying 55% duty on it plus a load of extra tax?
Well,
yeah. What were you saying, Chandler, about the 18 milligram, 3 milligram?
I was going to say, if you buy 3 milligram of juice in 10 mil, you'll be paying your tax on it. But if you buy an 18 milligram 10 mil, that's still, you're paying the same amount of tax, but then you're just going to chuck it in a 50 milligram bottle of nothing, and you're going to end up with 60 milligram of 3 mil.
Well, that is why the loophole of short fills exists, because it is one big scary loophole that is waiting to get shut down in some form.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they could, because at the end of the day, it's vegetable glycerin and flavouring. Well, so is cowpole.
I mean, there's so many different variations of you can buy a concentrate. What are they taxing? I think this is the whole reason it hasn't been taxed as yet, because at the moment it's complicated as fuck.
Yeah. If we go back to the South Australia thing that we were talking about last week, with them it's all about intended purpose. If you buy concentrate, if you buy VG, if you buy PG, then it's considered a vaping product because its intended purpose is to inhale.
Fair enough. But again, is it going to be like the TPD where they barely police it? I haven't heard of a single store be shut down for selling TPD non-compliant products. Not one.
I'm sure there's plenty that have been fined or had their knuckles wrapped.
Yeah. I mean, the company I work for, we did have trading standards come around and have a look, but that was because of the food packaging thing. Not necessarily TPD, but that was the food. Do you remember when God knows how many companies had to change all their packaging because it had food on the front and they were worried it was contravening the Food Regulation Act of 1986 or something. I think that was it. You know, but again, that never really came to anything. It's mad.
Have we got anything positive on the show notes? That's depressed me. That's depressed me a bit.
Well, I tell you what, something positive. Grim Green got married this week.
He did.
He did.
And what? And why do we know that, guys?
No, it's too
Watch
early.
this space. Watch this space. Watch this space.
I like the fact that his fiance is called Casey Pickle.
That's incredible.
And she contemplated double barreling her name, so she would be Casey Green Pickle.
Brilliant.
Is Grim Green's last name actually Green? Because I only ever know him as Grim Green or Nick.
His name is Nicholas Green.
Nicholas Green.
Amazing.
So yeah,
amazing.
So that would be good. Yeah, Green Pickle. I love that. Yeah. Awesome.
Pickle Nick.
I've seen a few Instagram posts of the wedding that they had, obviously in Florida, because that's where he is. Out there was beside a pool. It looked annoyingly hot and pleasant.
Yeah. Well, put it this way: December has the potential to be a very exciting month. I think.
Maybe. Keith has just said, just my 2 pence thought on it. I reckon they wanted it all in 10ml bottles to easily tax it, but the short fills affect them up. I'm probably wrong. Now, I agree with you in... I kind of agree with you there. I think that what they did, if they were trying to destroy the industry, was bob on. Now, what they did was don't include short fills, because what they'll do is they'll just end up destroying the industry themselves. They'll end up killing their own industry by let them do short fills. I think they did it on purpose and stood back and watched the vaping industry implode.
And they're not wrong in a way. Because
they're not at all.
Because look at it. How long ago? We're talking like, what, 18 months ago? You were paying 15, 16 quid for a 30ml bottle of juice. Now you're paying a £5 or 60. You know, so, but I think it was going that way anyway, rules or not. But
I know the price argument, because at that point, that's when I got into mixing and concentrates, and concentrates were about, you could make a juice a ridiculous price. I actually think that the cost of concentrates has gone up
massively.
Especially one-shot concentrates where you've just got a flavour, and then you mix it.
Yeah,
I actually had a juice years well before the TPD called Crunch, and it was a custard base. It tasted like a bit like a custard cream, but it was filthy as hell, and it'd never pass any testing at all.
Yeah.
Now, so it disappeared. It disappeared. Anyway, a very, very good friend of mine came to me at the weekend and said, "I miss Crunch. Will you do me a litre of Crunch just for me, Mark? Please please."
Was it Chandler?
And I actually went. It wasn't Chandler. Chandler's never tried it. It was well before the Vape Talk days, and I said, I can't be arsed. I ain't got time. Leave it with me. Anyway, I priced it up today, and for the concentrates to make a 2 litre batch was nearly £90.
What?
Oh shit!
Don't get me wrong. It's quite a complex recipe, but for me to go and buy, okay, don't get me wrong. It was pretty much retail prices. £90, £90 on concentrate for 2 litres.
That's crazy. And would that mix 2 litres, or was that 2 litres of concentrate?
No, to mix 2 litres.
That's insane.
So I agree with what you're saying. I think concentrate prices have gone up.
Well, on the flip side of that comment about the short fills fecking them up, in true government fashion, they didn't see past the end of their noses with this one, because I think they thought that, because they don't tend to research things properly before they bring laws in on them. Does anyone remember when, I think it was David Cameron, tried to bring in a law that would make ISPs block certain websites from their end, and to take what they would do is they would take domain names out of the domain name system in order to reduce things like copyright and whatnot, without thinking about the fact that A, this is the internet and it doesn't just apply to the UK. B, you can type an IP address into your web browser and it will still take you to that website. And C, you've got proxy servers. This is why Pirate Bay is still a thing. You cannot shut the internet down. Okay, granted, Google can take copyright claims off of their searches. Fine, you can do that, but you cannot police it. And this is why they weren't expecting an industry that created themselves, that innovated themselves, to go, there's some new laws here. Let's just innovate again and get ourselves around it. And I don't think, like any law that they bring in, that they really think about the long game. I don't think they looked at the market and went, right, we need to regulate what's on the market now, without thinking about what's about to come into the market. So they saw these rules and they went, right, we'll just take nicotine out. Easy. We can still sell it. You add it later. Fine. It's incredible. So, and that is it. They're literally parallel things. The whole domain name thing and the vaping thing. People take it, they innovate it, and they move around the laws. And if you haven't heard about that, go research it, because it's very interesting. There's a lot of cool stuff about that.
Okay, Google, call Mum. Sorry, I just noticed someone we'd said Google and it set someone's phone off. So just
Alexa, buy 80-inch TV. Okay.
Amazing. Amazing. That's incredible.
Shall we go? Okay, Alexa, buy Zomo Laser. Do you think that'll
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
See, the thing is, do you know the main reason I haven't got into DIY is because I get too damn bored too quickly. I could mix up 2 litres of juice. I would be bored 40 mil into that. And I think if you're one of those people that can vape the same flavour day in, day out and never get bored of it, perfect. I cannot do that.
I've got... Where is it? Where is it? It's Dean the Vaping Biker's Offended by Fenders. Now I can vape that mouth to lung till it comes out my ears.
Sorry, my mate just texted me saying that you just set off his Google.
Hey!
Yes.
We just, this is the Vape Talk UK family intervention. We just felt that you needed to reconnect with your mother. So yeah, if it did actually call mum, great.
Ali Bisodi. There we go. We've said his name. He's now internet famous.
Yeah. Okay, Google. Search porn. Does anyone see that video? That little kid that was looking for like Peppa Pig and accidentally started reading out the names of porn websites.
What?
It's amazing.
You know what? Our whole house is pretty much controlled by home automation, lights and switches and kettles and Google. Play 2 girls, 1 cup.
So the vaping industry has been kind to at least one third of us.
Yeah.
You spent 150 quid on a light bulb.
No. Are they that expensive?
Yeah. You didn't.
No, they're not.
You just took your Vape-esque card and went, there you go, put it on my tab, good man. I'll just have all of the home automation, please. Thank you very much. Job's a good one.
The most expensive. The most expensive part was the kettle. Night worker. Sorry. The most expensive part was the kettle, but it's incredible because you just go, Alexa, put the kettle on. Okay. What? Done.
That's disgusting.
And the kettle boils.
Okay, try this one. Alexa, fill up the kettle.
No, because it'll tell you if the water's too low.
No.
Pass me off.
Okay. But then you still have to fill the kettle up.
Oh yeah, obviously.
But I want to get one of them taps that boils the water as it pours it, but then you can just turn it to cold and do the washing up.
You can't. That scares the shit out of me. Have you seen that? Where the girl, she fills up whatever with boiling water, and then this girl turns up and goes, cold water. I'm like, no. I would take the skin off my face using that thing.
I mean, to be fair, I thought I was pretty fancy with a kettle. I pressed the button and it poured a set amount of water out. Like, you know, I thought that was fancy.
What? Oh.
Where is it? Where's the kettle?
I thought it was quite impressive when you just when you just press this switch and it boils the water. I'm like, wow, that's amazing.
Next week on the Gadget Show.
So in my kitchen, there's the kettle.
Don't tell me you can choose the temperature that you'd boil it to.
And the water is nice.
Obviously, if you want coffee, you don't want boiling water because you will scald the beans. So you want it
88
at
degrees.
88. There you go. That'll do it.
So it boils at 100 degrees, and it's currently. You can't see that, but it's currently 22 degrees.
Mark, if you're watching this, make a vape that is Alexa enabled, and then Mark can vape without his hands.
Oh, come on. No,
by throwing it at the wall.
Was it I that released the one that you talked to it?
No, Smart.
Hmm?
Wasn't that iJoy that did that one?
It was Smart.
Oh,
this is brilliant. We've got a list of them. Alexa, wipe my arse. Alexa, pleasure me sexually. It is. Okay, wife, put the kettle on. Slap. That's more like...
That came in perfect timing. Oh, dear. So,
when does Alexa...
no.
When does Alexa, you say, Alexa, put the kettle on. Does Alexa ever say, make it yourself, you lazy bastard?
I was about to say something then, but it had been very sexist, and I don't want to go against community guidelines, so I'm going
to... Okay,
you guys...
Oh, Michael, can you set it to boil at certain times? No, you can't, but you can use IFTT. So when you pass a geogate, i.e. when I drive up the street, it will put the kettle on for me. So when I walk in, not only are my lights on in my hallway, the heating's set to 22 degrees, but the kettle is also boiling. What are you laughing at, you cunt?
Chandler, oh my god. Did you not see his face?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I look at this hive, Malak. Where you can put your
hive's awesome.
Your home central heating on. When I'm on holiday in Spain, I can turn the home central heating on. What the fuck for?
Okay, but when you're driving down the A46, your heating clicks on at 22 degrees. So by the time I get home, it's nice and warm, nice and toasty. My dinner's in the oven.
Dinner's in the dog.
And the kettle's on, the curtains are drawn. What can I say?
I do have a small retraction to make. Now, the very first episode that I was on Vape Talk, the very first one, you showed the Wismec active. And I went in on it hard.
The Bluetooth speaker malarkey.
Yeah.
I have a however.
I got to play with one yesterday and today.
Okay.
They're actually really good.
Aren't they?
Right. Okay, so firstly, the speaker quality for such a tiny speaker ain't bad. Right. I maintain the point that it's completely unnecessary. But the speaker isn't bad. I like the fact that there is a separate battery for the speaker and a separate battery for the vape. There's two batteries inside there. There's two batteries. However, it does seem to be displayed by only one battery meter. Doesn't seem to be two, but whatever. I had it on for about 8 hours and it drops less than 10%. So there we go. And I had a few puffs on it, and actually it's super light. It vapes really nicely. There's no ramp up time on it, and I really like the rubber button. I didn't think I would, but I really like the rubber button. So yeah, that is my retraction. I take back that it's a terrible mod, because actually it isn't a terrible mod, even though I still think it's completely pointless.
Cass, say my name, bitch. Say my name. Say it! Say it, goddamn you! Say my name!
Mark.
Thank you.
Oh.
Ali was bugging me. So, Ali Basudi, I've put you in timeout. But having said that, it has meant that I've said your name. So, there you go.
Ali, no, at work. I turn my hearing down as well when my wife's at home. Typo or not, I know it was supposed to be heating, but typo or not, I do the same with my hearing.
Guys, you know we're a successful channel when we've had to ban 2 people in one show. Guys, we're getting the spammers.
I didn't have to. I was just being mean. To be fair.
No, we've only banned 1 tonight. Who else?
Ali, and then that Vape Frey that was trying to advertise.
I thought that was the same person.
I'm in timeout. Have I done?
It might be.
Oh no, it's okay. I've only timed him out for 300 seconds. He'll be back.
To be fair, you timed me out for 300 seconds at one point, so... Hello, Sub Vapes. Thanks for joining us.
So, mate, yeah, we go in now. Sorry, mate. We're off. Thank you very much.
We've still got another 20 minutes left.
Yeah, but he's only just joined in. I was just trying to kind of... Never
Right.
mind.
I think it's time to talk about our 101s because, you know, that's a good...
For a minute, I thought you were going to say...
Can I just say that the JFM development, as spammy as it looks as though he's actually part of a mixing channel. So, shout out to JFM development. Thank you for joining us.
Hope to see you again here soon. Definitely. So
101. So, go.
Right. I'm not going to do a picture of it because I can't find one that's a decent enough resolution, but I have two, unfortunately, because I literally couldn't decide between them. The first one is Animal Looper. Where has it gone and why has it not come back? That was an all-day vape for me, and I got as much of it as I possibly could. Loved it. It was the second premium vape I ever tried, and I would always go back to that one. So yeah, Animal Looper.
Would you pay £30 or £15 for 30 mil? I know I get it right eventually.
Of that one, yeah, I would. Just because it is nectar of the gods. Also, the second one, which I know why it disappeared, it's probably because it had V1 Capella in it, but was Hobo Joe's Filth, which was the most immaculate blueberry yogurt flavour I've ever had. And a woman that I work with has a habit of steeping her juices for a year or two. And she still had half a bottle of this Hobo Joe's Filth left. And we broke it open and just vaped a lot. And it's just utterly insane. Just blueberry yogurt for days. But yeah, Hobo Joe's Filth and the Animal Looper. If I can bring them back, I'd be happy.
You know what? I think I've actually got a couple of bottles of that still stashed at work. Pre-TPD stuff, so it'd be well steeped.
What, the Looper?
No.
Filth? Would you actually? Just I'll buy it off you. I'll pay pre-TPD prices for it.
No, I can't charge for it. I can't charge for it. Part of me thinks Lindsay may have binned it. Do you remember? Excuse me, I'm just going to have an off-camera chat. Do you remember throwing away the Hobo Joes?
What Hobo Joes?
The Hobo Joes that we used to have.
Still on the shelf and that.
Oh,
you might be lucky. You might be
because
lucky.
you would make my colleagues' year if you could get more of that.
Yeah, I wasn't. There was one out of the Hobo Joes that I liked. It was the
Grime.
I can never remember the name.
Grime.
Strawberry cream.
Yeah, Grime.
Yeah, it was all right, but it was the poor man's premium. It was. Some of them were okay.
Crud was good.
Which one was Crud?
That was the honeydew watermelon cream cake. Guys, expect the thumbnail to be full of Chandler's faces that he's pulled tonight. It's going to be amazing.
We're still waiting on last week's thumbnail.
Yeah, I know. It takes me a while.
So by the time we got the thumbnail done, the episode's done and gone.
I'm like 1 week behind right now. But yeah,
right.
Mark, what's your 101?
Right. Again, like you, I have two. My first one would have to be bring back Flawless Game Over before the TPD.
Oh, I lost the bottle of that I owned. I had 40 ml in a bottle and I lost it. I don't know where it went.
I actually need to send you a juice to try. I need to send you one to try. Because it's very, very, very similar. But I used to... Game Over... I have vaped litres of that before the TPD.
Yeah, yeah. What was the other one they did that was like a blueberry donut? I think it was the red bottle one.
The red bottle was Aftermath.
Yeah, that's a banging juice.
But, again, pre-TPD, I also used to love... what was the white one? The cinnamon churros. Flawless. White bottle.
I'll Google it now.
Game, no.
That completely disappeared then?
No, but it changed. It changed, and I can't remember. What was the white one?
Hot Mess.
Hot Mess, Hot Mess, Hot Mess, yes. Thank you, Rob. Yeah, Hot Mess. Flawless's juices were incredible pre-TPD. Post-TPD, not happy. My second one, Bring Back. My Bring Back would bring back the entire company, not just any particular juice. The company was called Bee Juice, and it was run by a gentleman called Adrian Fitzpatrick, and it was some of the best tobacco e-liquids you've ever tried. They were incredible. Now, unfortunately, for one reason or another, the company shut down, and I did try to buy the recipes. I did try to continue the company going, but unfortunately we were unable to get hold of the owner. But no, for me, Bee Juice, anyone that is Warden by Monarch, I don't even remember that. Don't even remember that. Who keeps silence in Ali? Poor sod.
Oh, I didn't see the messages before you put him in timeout. I was trying to read what he was saying. Poor bloke.
I was as well. Haha, that was it. Poor Ali Basodi.
Hey, we've said his name again.
We did say his name.
Yeah, so for me it was pre-TPD, Flawless e-liquid, except for the Apple one. The Apple one was wrong.
Yeah, that was bad. Was that the Can't Stop?
Can't Stop, Won't Stop, Finger Stop, 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 Stop Rape, Stop Shouting, Stop Beating Me, Stop. Anyway, yeah, that and Bee Juice. Bee Juice, there's our community guideline strike.
Right. Go on then, Chandler.
Well, mine's a weird one because pre-TPD I bought a bottle of this.
Did it come off a big, massive, elaborate shelf? They actually came to me for distro. I'm sharing far too much information. Carry on.
Oh, it's fine. This was the first, because this is an American company, and this was the first American juice that I bought, and it's Naked Fish Great White. It's a strawberry shortcake, and it was absolutely gorgeous. And I know it's still kicking about, but I did try a TPD compliant 10ml.
Terrible.
And I was like, this isn't as good as I remember. And I don't know whether it's purely because this was one of the first premium juices I got, and from what I'd been vaping prior, it was amazing anyway. Or whether it isn't as good as it was. Because this is empty. I kept the bottle because I thought the bottle was quite cool.
Do you miss interesting bottles?
Yes, very much.
Yeah. Yeah. Now,
I mean, this is an aluminium anodized thing. I mean, cool. I don't miss bottles that are shaped like a grenade launcher or some stupid shit like that. But but yeah, I will admit that I bought juice because I thought, oh, that bottle looks quite cool.
I bought a bottle of juice once. Does anyone remember a company called Binary?
Yes, Binary was nice. We used to stock Binary.
Good juice, right? I once had a bottle of their juice, and it had the tip of a latex glove in it.
Nice.
What?
Yeah, that was a nice little addition.
Or was that just accidental?
No, it literally sealed. And I looked at it, I went, there's something in there. And I pulled it out, and it was the tip of a latex glove.
Nice.
How's that even possible?
Don't know. And they couldn't give me an answer either. They were like, we ain't got no idea.
Okay.
But Binary then became another
Array.
company.
No, it's still the same.
Oh.
Array was my favourite. It was the sour one.
Okay. Do you remember Decoded?
Yes.
And their Bigfoot donuts?
Yes. They
Best
were mini
donut
donuts,
flavour
weren't they?
Yeah. Best donut flavour ever.
Yeah. I'll give you that. There were so many. Oh my god. Ladies and gentlemen, get down on one knee and bow to Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog is in the house.
Fuck yes.
Awesome. We've got
Guys,
Sonic
we've made it.
in chat.
We have made it.
Fabulous. Oh,
hey. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to this dude's channel and see. Go to channel. Come on, Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, sad times.
I've grown to hate glass dropper bottles. I am pet an LDP bottle guy. I prefer an unicorn. Right, for me, glass is leaky as fuck. We used to sell a lot of glass e-liquid. In fact, one of the brands we used to distribute came in glass. And every bottle that went out, we used to put electrical tape around the top just to stop it leaking. Now, for me, LDPE was just too soft, and as far as I'm aware, it leaches as well. So for me, I'm a pet guy. The pet unicorns all day long. LDPE. As far as manufacture, we only manufacture in PET. To be fair, we store concentrate in LDPE. No, HDPE. Either way.
I don't miss the thing about the glass dropper bottles where you'd always get that one where the inside of it just detached from the outside and it would forever spin and there was nothing you could do to undo it. And that was always hilarious. And then it would break off and the stopper would get jammed in it and oh my days.
In answer to Dino, was Binary Liquid part of Limitless? Now, when we first bought from LMC,
I thought it was Vape
years and years ago, Limitless was distributing Binary. I don't think it's the same company. I might be wrong, but I know LMC was selling Binary, but I don't necessarily think it was their e-liquid.
Bear with me 2 seconds. I think something you might enjoy, or not. Go on.
I was just going to say, my mum and dad are 75. This is completely off topic, but I just wanted to mention it because it's weird. So I helped them upgrade their Sky TV, and so they've now got Sky Q and all of that, and yada yada yada. And my mum just rang me up today because she doesn't know her printer doesn't work because it's a wireless printer. She's got a new router, ergo it doesn't connect it. It don't work. But she was telling me when the guy who came to fit the Sky, she was. I don't know how she got onto it, but it was because he mentioned YouTube. He mentioned YouTube to her. And he went, "Oh yeah, my son does YouTube. He does vapor things." And he went, "Oh yeah, I've got one of them." And my mum, being my mum, then proudly showed him a photo of me when I was like 12. And he went, "Oh yeah, I've seen him on Vape." I'm like, "Oh my god!" So if anyone knows someone called Christopher who lives in Leverington near Wisbeach, I just want to say thank you very much for fitting my mum's Sky TV for me.
Now she can watch you on here every week.
And actually telling her that she can actually watch YouTube because she's now gone, oh yeah, when are you going to be on? You know, she phoned me like an hour before the show started. She's like, oh yeah, you'll have to tell me when it's on, so that because I still haven't seen yet. I'm like, no, my mum's not watching me on YouTube. No, I might be 44, I might be a big grown adult, but no, my mum watching this is just like, I say fucking everything. I can't have that and my mum watching.
Evening, Chandler's mum. It's lucky, Chandler's mum, that you didn't come in before we hit the live button tonight, because the conversation about Chandler's mum was quite harsh, I think. It was dark. I'll
see you soon, Chandler's mum. It was nice last time.
So yeah, there you go. It was just a little bit random that yeah, mum's Sky Fitter actually watches occasionally.
Amazing.
There you go.
2 seconds. I'm just going to put the. I seriously need to drain the main. No, I need to drain the main vein seriously before I explode. I'll be back.
Put the Christmas music back on again. Don't put the Christmas music on.
Do you ever feel like when Mark disappears that sometimes it's like that scene from Wayne's World where Garth is just sat on the sofa like, everything is okay. Oh no, he's done it.
Yeah.
But he sat there on the sofa going, everything is okay. I am fine. Not. And Wayne just sods off and leaves him.
And notice when he leaves, he puts the bloody great big VT UK logo on. When he's perfectly capable of just putting us two on the screen side by side, which would make more sense because he's not there. It's just us.
Yeah, right. That'd be too many button clicks for him. That'd be too many button clicks.
Too many button clicks, and he doesn't want us to forget that he's not there.
Right, what I'm going to do is next week's 101, let's open it up to chat. What do chat want us to 101 on?
Yeah, that's a good idea, because we rack our brains and go, what do we want to rant 101 about?
I mean,
so yeah, let's get them to do the hard work.
Exactly, and the only criteria is it can't be a thing that's come around post TPD. So it can't be like, I'm trying to think of an example of something that appeared post TPD, but it has to be something that is from the old school era of vaping.
Why can't it be post TPD? If it's something that's turned up, disappeared, and that we want to bring back, and are we doing a bring back, or are we doing a let's get shut on?
Bring back. We'll do a bring back.
We'll do a bring back. Okay.
Or as there's lots of them, let's do a one bring back category and one let's get shot of it category, and we will collate the results and come up with something that works.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah,
Nobody's
I think so.
Got any ideas in chat whatsoever?
Well, you got to remember they're like 30 seconds behind us, so we see the chat in real time. They see us talking like 30 seconds later.
You know what's really weird?
What's really weird?
Taking a piss and still being able to hear you guys talking in my ears.
At least it wasn't the other way around.
Oh, you've got these fancy. Not only has he got Alexa and doing everything for him, he doesn't have to worry about these bloody cables because he's got these new fancy wireless jobbies. Oh, are they Beats headphones?
Yeah, they are.
I don't know what they are, to be fair. Hang on, don't talk because I can't hear you.
Mark, you're a knob. Big, fat, juicy knob.
Yeah, they're Beats.
I've got a funny story for you. When I used to do a lot of corporate audio, we used to give a lot of the speakers lapel mics. Now, the way we set it up is that I was the one in control of turning it on or off. So it was through the main system, it was always off, but I could still monitor each individual channel and hear what they were saying. Now, I'd give it to them at the beginning of the session. They'd disappear off and do what they had to do. As long as they kept it on him and gave it back to me, that's fine. Every now and then I'd click through all the channels just to make sure they were still working, that they still had battery, whatever. And I can't mention names because I don't remember names, but I remember hearing a incredibly racist conversation in the toilet between two people, as well as the sound of pissing. Incredibly racist conversation between two people who are quite high up in a very well-known company. Yeah, and they had no idea that they could still be heard. I didn't even mean to listen on this. I was just, every 20 minutes before they would speak, I'd check through all the channels to make sure they were still working and their packs hadn't run out of battery. Yeah, that was incredible. Just absolutely amazing to hear some of that stuff.
And you didn't
Sam's just said... Sam's just said, bring the pop man back. I did that.
While you were gone, we were asking for suggestions for next week's 101.
I know, I heard you.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, you've got your headphones on. Fuck, forgot about that.
This is a good one, Stuart. Which pre-TPD old school Kanga tech? I think if we should go back to pre-TPD sub tanks.
Yep.
Thank you, Stuart. We'll go with that. Which old school pre-TPD sub tank should we bring back? And it has to be a stock coil. Has to be stock coil.
Yeah, no rebuildables.
God, that's going to be a hard one.
No, it's not. Nah.
Mainly because I didn't do stock coils.
He does now, though.
I do now.
And then moans about the price of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Shit. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, it's we've gone past our time. We've gone past our time. Chris just said, "Huh." What's up with him? Oh, okay. Was that to your response? It has been it's been a great week. We've quite enjoyed it this week.
I've enjoyed this week.
It has been a good week.
Diddy, can we bring back uncomplicated gender?
Thank you very much for joining us. We hope you're looking forward to Christmas.
Don't forget, the holidays are coming.
I thought you got a bottle of e-liquid in your hand then. I was about to give you so much shit, Chandler.
It's not. It's yeah. Product placement. I've got to get this in the show at least 5 times, and I get $5 grand. So you know, all's good. That's Christmas.
No, thank you very much for joining us. It has been an interesting evening. We've had our rants, we've had our love, we've had ups, we've had downs, we've had shits, we've had giggles. I had a piss halfway through. Quite enjoyed it. Keep your eye open through December for what I'd imagine is likely to be quite an exciting show. We have something amazing planned for you all. Dave getting into the Christmas spirit here. Chandler, you need to remove the previous. You need to remove the previous image before you put.
I'm going to create a Christmas VT UK logo specifically for the next.
Unless I do that.
Chandler, hold that can up. Hold that can up again.
Hold the can up again.
Coca-Cola, are you watching?
It does look orange, not red.
Yeah, it looks orange.
I don't know why,
Thanks
because my little window is nicely red. And yeah, if you look at Santa, Santa's wearing an orange outfit, whereas in my little preview window, it's normal bright red.
Weird.
Don't know.
Right.
Okay, we're just on the countdown to the last 20 seconds of the audio, so we're going to let that run before we say thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining us, and we shall probably, more than likely, I'm not sure who's going to be with us. Maybe Chris will join us next week. Is it Chris's wedding next week or the week after? I don't recall. But thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining us. We will see you next Tuesday. Ciao, bella.
Bye-bye.
BT UK. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up.
Did I see a smock in that outro? Wasn't there a
No.
smock in that?
Why is there an Ideal Home Show sticker in your background?
There's a mod maker sticker there too, and a rock mod.
Unacceptable. How much do they pay you to put that there?
I'm only getting 500 quid for that. Coca-Cola plays way better.